Iran has a lot on its plate right now. Israel is preparing to attack the country. Its proxies are under fire. There are fears of a wider war. So Tehran is dealing with a lot. And amid all of this, an earthquake struck the country last week on October 5th. The epicenter was close to Semnan, a city in northern Iran. It wasn't a very big earthquake. The magnitude was around 4.5 on the Richter scale, so relatively minor, but there were some strong tremors. In fact, it was felt as far as Tehran. So a minor earthquake, some tremors, no damage at all. At any other point in time, no one would care about something like this. But this one is different. And that's because of the timing. It's suspicious. Iran struck Israel last week. Israel vowed to hit back, and suddenly a mysterious earthquake occurs. Was it just another natural phenomenon, or was it the result of some human activity? The internet has made up its mind. They're calling it a nuclear test. Iran's first underground nuclear test that may have led to the tremors. But does this claim hold water? Can nuclear tests cause earthquakes? Did Iran really test its nuclear capability? And where does their nuclear program stand at the moment? Let's look at these one by one. First, do nuclear tests cause tremors? The answer is yes. They do. Any underground nuclear detonation can cause seismic activity similar to an earthquake, but not quite the same. For example, the depth of the tremor. This earthquake was shallow, around 10 kilometers deep. Usually, nuclear sites are located further underground. Then there's the detonation. It often causes an explosion on the surface. There was none in Iran, not that we know of. And no explosion is a very rare thing in a nuclear test. Plus, look at the magnitude. It does not indicate a nuclear explosion. Also, Iran is very prone to earthquakes. So this could be just another one. Having said all of this, there is still one point that raises doubts, and that is the location of this quake. In 2019, a Washington-based think tank released a report. It said that Iran was building underground testing sites. And one likely location was Semnan, very close to the main city. So Iran is said to be building a testing site here. This report came out in 2019. Now, 5 years later, West Asia is on the edge. Iran has to prove its might, and on cue, an earthquake occurs at the very same place. So a lot of people joined the dots and said this must be a nuclear test. Of course, it's hard to prove. There isn't enough evidence. But does Iran have the capability to launch a test like this, and that too so quickly? How advanced is their nuclear program? They started working on it way back in the 1950s, and they had someone helping them, the United States. That's right, Iran's now arch rival was once a close friend that got their nuclear program up and running. All was well until 1979, but then the Iranian Revolution happened. America's friend, the Shah of Iran, was toppled, and Ayatollah Khomeini took over. Initially, he was opposed to nuclear power, so their program was paused, but it resumed in the 1980s. And this time, Iran got help from countries like Russia. In 2002, it was found that Tehran had secret nuclear facilities. It was pursuing weapons-grade uranium. So until 2015, Iran was sanctioned heavily for its uranium enrichment and for its lack of transparency. But then in 2015, a deal was signed, the JCPOA, the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, better known as the Iranian Nuclear Deal. Iran signed it with the US, the UK, France, China, Russia, and Germany. Tehran promised to limit its nuclear program. In exchange, the others agreed to lift sanctions. And it worked fine until 2018. But then Donald Trump pulled the plug. He exited the pact, the nuclear deal fell apart. Iran started breaching its commitments and building its nuclear capacity. As of today, it has a few known nuclear sites. This is where they're located. Look at the map. It also has some secret facilities and enrichment capability to build warheads. Experts estimate that Iran can build a bomb in a week. So the big question is, have they done it already? Has Iran built a nuclear bomb? Honestly, we have no way to verify. Just like we have no way to know for sure if the tremor was an earthquake or a nuclear test. Tehran will not come clean, but we do know that it does want a nuclear deterrent. And if it has the capability, this would be the best time to build it.
First Post decodes the U.S. election. Explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained. Every Monday and Thursday only on First Post.